Today we're throwing two of those powerful magicians and manipulators and all that head to head. Scarlet Witch versus Zatanna. So let's dive right on in because we have a lot to discuss. The probability manipulating and reality warping mutant known as the Scarlet Witch is also mother to Wiccan and Speed, sister to Quicksilver, and the power behind the mutant catastrophe M-Day. Scarlet Witch possesses the mutant power of affecting probability fields, and by a combination of gestures and mental concentration, she creates a hex sphere, which is a finite pocket of reality-disrupting quasi-psionic force, which upon reaching its intended target, causes disturbances in the molecular level probability field surrounding the target. By doing this, incredibly unlikely phenomena will occur. She's been able to melt gun barrels, spontaneously combust items, rapid rust or decay of items, and the disruption of energy transmissions and fields. However, her hex casting is limited by her line of sight and has a 20% unreliability rate. Wanda is also a living focal point for the Earth's magic. Now, her sorcerer's training with Agatha Harkness is separate from her mutant ability, which, believe it or not, is based on science. However, the mixture of these two makes her considerably more powerful than just using her probability powers. She has a special affinity for the natural elements and materials that true witches utilize in their spells, which are the four alchemical elements: wood, organic substances, and so on and so forth. The reliability of her hex casting ability is also limited by her physical condition. When she's well rested, in good health, and mentally and emotionally alert, Wanda can cast numerous hex spheres in rapid succession and hold these for about an hour. Now, in the House of M, Wanda showed incredible powers that she doesn't normally have, like bringing back the dead, disabling powers, and just overall being able to warp reality. But since she hasn't really shown these powers since then, we cannot include them in this fight. In the other corner we have Zatanna. The daughter of John Zatanna, Zatanna is a powerful magician who casts spells by speaking backwards and works as both a stage performer and as a valued member of the Justice League of America. Zatanna is a member of the Homo Magi race and is genetically gifted with great magical talent. She can cast an incredible number of spells, which she usually does this by speaking backwards, which is just as easy for her as speaking forwards. Now, Zatanna's mastery of magic grants her a wide range of powers. She's able to fly, control weather, cast illusions, has healing abilities, is able to teleport, is a powerful telepath and telekinetic, can generate force fields, travel through dimensions, alter sizes, manipulate probabilities, manipulate memories, and superhuman strength and durability, and is invulnerable to magic. The upper limits of her spell casting ability is unknown, but she is considered to be one of the most powerful and knowledgeable magic users in the DC universe, which is including Dr. Fate and Madame Xanadu. According to Green Arrow, she is the most powerful member of the Justice League, and out of all the magicians and sorcerers on the planet, the JLA always go to Zatanna when they need magical assistance. Despite all this, Zatanna seemingly still hasn't lived up to her full potential. It's possible that her guilt over performing mind wipes may be subconsciously holding her back from attaining even greater levels of power. In fact, her only known limitation is that she cannot bring the dead back to life. Although magic is her primary weapon in battle, Zatanna is a skilled hand-to-hand combatant who can hold her own surprisingly well in a physical fight, which catches most of her opponents off guard. She's been trained by members of the Justice League, including Batman, and is a red belt in Martian Kung Fu, which is an exotic fighting method that few opponents are familiar with, which gives her an additional advantage in combat. So who wins this fight? Well, it's difficult to determine which one is more powerful, but let's try and break it down. If we're using Wanda's power levels from the House of M storyline, then there's really no question. She wins just because of her reality warping abilities. But since this was really only a one-time display of powers, and not throughout her entire publication history, then we can't use them as feats in this fight. It's like saying that classic Doctor Strange is the same in power level as current Doctor Strange, which just isn't the case. But even if she isn't House of M Wanda, Scarlet Witch is still a legitimate threat. Her greatest power is her ability to manipulate probability, using her hex bolts, which can do incredible things like melting gun barrels, spontaneously combusting items, and disrupting energy fields. Add that with her magical abilities, and she's a terrible force to be reckoned with. But here's the thing. Scarlet Witch's powers aren't always reliable. In fact, 1 time out of 5, the hex bolts don't work, and they are limited by her line of sight. Then we have Zatanna. Now, Zatanna is a much more experienced magician, to be sure, but she also doesn't have the probability and reality manipulating powers to the extent of Scarlet Witch. What Zatanna does have, though, is the ability to control weather, telepath and telekinesis, force field generation, size alteration, as well as manipulating probabilities and manipulating memories. Plus, she has a mystical invulnerability. But Zatanna's greatest ability is being able to cast any spell just by speaking backwards. So for instance, if she wanted to say, "Superman, be gone," or really anything, it would happen instantaneously. And she can do this super fast too. Faster than Scarlet Witch can fire her hex bolts. So because of her greater magical ability, speed, and powerful ability to cast spells by speaking backwards, plus Scarlet Witch's somewhat unreliability of her powers, Zatanna takes the victory. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear who you think wins this showdown, so sound off in the comments down below. Also, be sure to hit the subscribe button for more videos just like this one every single week.